Starting with, as per usual, with Mike Picardi.
Okay.
Stacy Rizzo.
Yes.
Here.
Susan Gravellisi.
Here.
Dr. Kelly, not here yet. Carl Svensson.
Here.
Christopher Bowen.
Here.
Rich Viscay.
Here.
Don Ciaramella. Not here. Nick Rystrom.
Here.
Mayor Keith.
Here.
Tom Skorowski.
Here.
John Stomatopoulos.
Present.
Anthony Cogliandro.
Here.
Don Martelli.
Here.
And Josh Miranda absent, and Chris Ciaramella absent. Thank you. We have a quorum.
I am going to share the screen. Linda? Linda will handle the roll calls. A little easier for me to run the screen. The agenda is on the screen. Agenda item 2, approval of meeting minutes from October 22nd. I'm just trying to also keep my eye on if Dr. Kelly shows up. So, any comments on the distributed meeting minutes from October 22nd? If not, we would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from October 22nd, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All right. Motion made, seconded. Roll call starting with Mike Picardi.
I'm going to abstain, Linda, because I wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay.
I do work in an auction, but it does happen.
Stacy Rizzo.
Yes.
Thank you. Susan Gravellisi.
Yes.
Carl Svensson.
Yes.
Christopher Bowen.
Yes.
Rich Viscay.
Yes.
Nick Rystrom.
Yes.
Mayor Keith.
Yes.
Tom Skorowski.
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos.
Yes.
Anthony Cogliandro.
Yes.
Don Martelli.
I will abstain. I was not present at last meeting.
Thank you very much. Brian, back to you.
Excellent. Agenda item 3. So we have a budget revision request to share that is an accounting reconciliation. So I'm going to jump into this. The BRR form is on the screen. This is a typical MSBA form. One key point with this BRR, these are the sections that are on the screen now that we are to use if there's a contingency drawdown. There is no contingency expenditure for this BRR. This BRR is to realign 2 of the existing allowance values in the left field contract. Basically, we awarded a number of allowance categories when we went from feasibility study into the main project. There have been a few recent last month items where we funded additional services related to soil explorations that required amendments. What I didn't do when we approved those was clean up one of the pre-amendment items. We more or less had money in 2 categories that was going to be intended to fund the original Sanborn Head proposal. So what we didn't do is just move the remainder of one of those categories to another category. So this is not expending contingency. This is just taking a line. I'll show you the lines in the budget. Taking an existing value from a cost estimating subline and putting it into a reimbursable and other services line. Anytime money jumps between some of these categories, we have to do a BRR both to keep the MSBA up to date and to work with Rich Viscay and his staff to make sure the munis budget is up to date. So, high level, we need to move 40,000 from the estimates category into other reimbursable services to fund the first soil pre-characterization proposal. So again, no additive value to the owner, no contingency draw. This money's already in the left field contract. We just want it on one line instead of two. And Rich, this is one of the items I'll follow up with you on just to make sure as these moves get made, we know you and Asunta are up to date.
Much appreciated, Brian, and I'll make a motion to approve that if no one has any question.
Second.
I just want to confirm one thing, Stacy. I'm seeing you twice on this call. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't.
Yes, I'm switching over to another.
Perfect. Thank you. I figured it was correct because I had your picture on both of them, but just making sure.
Oh, what a lovely picture.
Especially after that last time when we got bombed.
That's why I'm
Yeah, we're still
vigilant.
sensitive about this. Yeah.
I think paranoid might be a better
Yeah.
better description, but okay. We will do the roll call for this motion to approve the BRR, starting with Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi.
Yes.
I don't see Dr. Kelly yet. Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Christopher Bowen,
Yes.
Rich Viscay,
Yes.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skorowski,
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos. Did we lose John?
Yes. Yes.
There we are. Thank you. Anthony Cogliandro,
Yes.
Don Martelli.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Brian,
Sounds
back
good.
to you again.
We will move on to agenda item 4, October invoices. I'm going to start doing something a little different that I think will help. I know the committee's interested in keeping track of how complete are various things, making sure that the invoicing doesn't get ahead of the work. So what I'm going to start doing is including, and we can email this around to folks, but I'm including a percentage complete for each task on these invoices. We can look at it in the budget as well. It's just I find that looking at this spreadsheet on these meetings is a little bit tricky. So what we've done is review each invoice, individual invoices they came in, compare them back to their tasks. I'll start at the top with the left field invoice. We are billing to 80% completion of construction documents. We'll be done with the construction documents phase in December. So we're getting close to that. Construction administration in terms of being out on site and monitoring what's going on out there. We're at 3% completion of that, which makes sense in the grand scheme of the project in that we had the site prep phase. Then with sub-consultant work down here, we are billing 15% completion of Code Red's NFPA for review, which that one not only is upfront review of documents on behalf of the city and the fire department, they're also going to be monitoring and verifying things during construction. So that's a low number, 15% complete, because that's something that's going to carry forward the next few years. The first Sanborn Head proposal here is billing at 100% completion. That initial proposal of soil pre-characterization is complete. We're on to the second and third rounds of that, which will be invoicing in the coming month. Code Red's review of building and life safety is at 70% completion. That it does make sense. That's a lot further along than the NFPA review because this is a document-based review. They review the documents, they issue comments. We in the design team incorporate those comments going forward. So as we get to the close of the final construction document phase, this will get to 100% complete in the coming months. And finally, one of the other left field subconsultants, SGH Flood Mitigation Consulting, that's also a proposal that will survive the life of the project. The last deliverable will come at the end of the project when that'll they will turn over a document about that brings together the impact of major flooding events and what might need to happen in the building, what might need to happen to clean it up, etc. So they're in their phase right now of document review and setting some of those items up. Their services will last for the duration of the project. So those are all the invoices included in left field invoice 56. The invoice totals $555,570. Any questions on the left field invoice? If not, we'd seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second,
Thank you, ladies. Roll call, Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
yes.
Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Christopher Bowen,
Yes.
Rich Viscay,
Yes.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skrowski,
Yes.
John Stamatopoulos,
Yes.
Anthony
Yes.
Cagliandro,
Yes.
Don Martelli.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next invoice, Perkins Eastman, invoice for October, billing to 86% completion of construction documents. And their subconsultant work this month is billing to 46% complete of VHB, who's the project's traffic consultant. Both of these are in alignment with where we feel they should be. Invoice total for Perkins Eastman, $1,112,254.21. If no questions on that, we'd seek a motion to approve the Perkins Eastman invoice for October.
Motion to approve.
Second. And Dr. Kelly just joined, Linda, in case you didn't see.
544
Yes.
for the record, Linda.
Thank you, 544. Thank you. Okay, and we will do the roll call for Perkins Eastman's invoice. Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes, did you get that?
no, I didn't.
Sorry.
No worries. Thank you, Susan. Dr. Kelly, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Christopher Bowen,
Yes.
Rich Viscay,
Yes.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skrowski,
Yes.
John Stamatopoulos,
Yes.
Anthony Cagliandro,
Yes.
Don Martelli.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next is a standalone invoice from National Grid. This is an individual budget line not associated with left field Consiglia Perkins Eastman contract for utility company fees. We've originally budgeted $300,000. We had a previous expenditure for their initial engineering study to basically make sure they have capacity within the system. This second invoice, which will bill against this $300,000 budget, there is 105 or so remaining in that category that we might or might not need to expend. $140,000 is the invoice from National Grid to provide the final design for permanent electrical service to the site. There are no questions on the National Grid back charge, 140,000. We'd seek a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. For the roll call, Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes,
Dr. Kelly,
Yes.
Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Christopher Bowen,
Yes.
Rich Viscay,
Yes.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skrowski,
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos,
Yes.
Anthony Cogliandro,
Yes.
and Don Martelli.
Yes, sorry, I was muted.
No worries. Thank you.
Sounds good. Last invoice, Consigli, first off for pre-construction services, billing to 94% completion. I think we have another month in there of pre-construction services. And down here on the construction requisition, this is requisition 5A for the month of October. A lot of these top lines, CM fee, bond, insurance, et cetera, all bill as a percentage of the work done. So typically what I'll do on these is note the percentage complete. This is about 4.8% of awarded work. We've awarded about a third of the job. So overall, percentage complete is much smaller, 1-ish percent. But for right now, we're billing to 4.8% of awarded work. On the direct lines, if you hear me say direct lines, that's a subcontractor who has an established contract value. The only one on this is temp fencing, which is billing to 86% completion. Ultimately, as we have dozens of trades here, you'll see different percentages for, well, this is how much concrete's done. This is how much steel's done. This is how much the windows are done. But for now, the only direct billing in here is the 86% completion of temp fencing. Everything else is a percentage of that. And general conditions, general requirements are not really percentage-based items. Those are items to establish the job, get the job site trailers done, etc. So we'll, as we get closer to GMP, we'll do a more detailed breakdown of general conditions and requirements. But like the entire Consigli invoice, this is something the architect reviews and certifies is accurate, left field reviews and certified is accurate. And the total value for Consigli invoices for the month is $166,226.87. There's no questions there. We'd seek a motion to approve the Consigli invoice.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Starting the roll call with Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes.
Dr. Kelly,
Yes.
Carl Svensson, Christopher Bowen,
Yes.
Rich Viscay,
Yes.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skorowski,
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos,
So yes, did you hear me?
second time, got it, thank you. Anthony Cogliandro,
Yes.
Don Martelli,
Yes.
thank you very much. Brian,
Okay, we have we're going to proceed to agenda item 5, which is a Consigli contract amendment related to the follow-up of all the discussions we've had about soil pre-characterization and the expanded soil pre-characterization experience we've had over the last number of months. So this committee has processed 2 amendments to Sanborn Head scope as a sub-consultant to left field. What we are proposing via Consigli Amendment 7 is to award an owner's allowance in the value of $1 million to the site work line in the budget, so that we can fund any future expansion of the ground improvements program that Sanborn Head is heading up. There's 2 benefits to this. One is that we can react a bit quicker. A lot of this soil related work, we get a proposal, we go out and do what we think is right. Some of those tests come back that require follow-up. There could be a reportable event. Sanborn Head would then give us a proposal to do that work. We'd have to come back to the committee, get it authorized as a contract amendment. So there's an efficiency factor in awarding this to the site work line as an allowance. Additionally, it allows us to get through that program a lot quicker. The costs in the proposals will still be tracked. They'll still come to you on the Consigli invoices. They'll be reviewed. And since this is an owner allowance, any unused money from that $1 million allowance will come back to the city. I think it'll come back around the time of GMP. By the nature of all this soil work, by the time we get to March or so, when we're going to be talking about the final guaranteed maximum price contract, we'll be done with this work and we can resolve how we did against the $1 million allowance. Lastly, this allowance is included in the 90% construction documents estimate, that even though we're not going through that in detail tonight, that estimate, including the award of this allowance, is still maintaining the $10 million target, that we'll call it the $402 million target, that represents the overall 10 million reduction to the $412 million construction budget. So, in the end, this is a way for us to keep up with this due diligence faster, to have less work that we have to bother you to have interim meetings, yet the costs will still be quantified, tracked, monitored, and approved via the consigli requisition. So just two different quick ways to look at it. We have previously, I'm going to put up the simple version of this chart. Consigli's original pre-construction contract, they've had 6 amendments and the total value of $133 million. This amendment would simply add $1 million owner's allowance to the trade costs. And we have sort of a bigger spreadsheet. Ultimately, this is the spreadsheet we would track with Rich Viscay and his staff to track exactly where in this expanding budget, all these categories you see down the left, whether they're finished categories, specialties, HVAC, plumbing, this spreadsheet tracks where in the budget this allowance ends up. It ends up on the Division 31 site work line. I see Mike Picardi's hand up, so I'm gonna stop talking and let you ask your question, Mike.
Thanks, Brian. First of all, I think this is a great idea because that's going to just prevent change order after change order after change order when they find more and more dirt that they didn't know about. My first question is this going to be straight towards Consigli's work, or is this going to the site contractor, French?
So the actual work is done by Sanborn Head, the licensed site professional. And basically the Consigli requisition, when it comes in, will have a Sanborn Head invoice attached to it and billing with it. So the work isn't actually construction work. It's not work that Consigli or their subs would do. It's digging holes, testing holes, sending them to a lab, analyzing the results, putting out reports. And if soil needs to be tracked off site, it's providing the forms that show it's okay to send it to the landfill it needs to go to, the appropriate type of landfill. So
So this is just testing, not like
just
extra
testing.
trucking, extra testing. Well, testing,
Correct.
but not the trucking and removal of the material.
Yep, the costs for the actual removal and moving around of material are captured in the site work award that we've already approved. That's part of this middle column, the 133 million that's been awarded. So lugging it around the site or getting rid of it to a landfill, included in prior amendments, this is simply testing.
So this is in addition to the prior 2 amendments with Sanborn Head.
Correct. Those amendments are resulting in other little things coming along that we feel would be easier to just reconcile against an allowance. So we don't have left field amendment 8, 9, 10 for a little incremental. We've got to go chase this piece of dirty dirt around and do this paperwork.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Thank you.
I'm going to look around for other hands.
Brian, would you say this was unanticipated?
Yes, this
I just want to be clear. We're able to handle this because we're doing well on our budget and our control of the budget and our value engineering. But just so the committee understands, so this is added, and not all added costs go to contingency. This is one of those cases, but we really didn't anticipate this $1 million. Not that we'll necessarily spend all of it.
That's correct.
Okay.
We can check for other questions and hands. Otherwise, we'd be looking for a motion to approve Consigli Contract Amendment 7 in the value of $1 million to award an owner allowance to the site work trade budget line.
Motion to accept?
Second.
And for the roll call for the amendment, Mike Picardi,
Yes.
Stacy Rizzo,
Yes.
Susan Gravellisi,
Yes.
Dr. Kelly,
Yes.
Carl Svensson,
Yes.
Christopher Bowen,
Yes.
Rich Viscay,
Yes.
Nick Rystrom,
Yes.
Mayor Keith,
Yes.
Tom Skorowski,
Yes.
John Stomatopoulos,
Yes.
Anthony Cogliandro,
Yes.
Don Martelli.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item 7, we are going to defer to a pending meeting. We've got a couple I's left to dot and T's to cross on the 90% construction document update. We'd also like to just button up that entire submittal. It's one of these big 1,000-page documents and get it to you folks in advance of a meeting instead of having it show up at the last minute. So we're going to defer this to a later meeting. We'll be in touch with folks from the city and Susan about when that meeting occurs. We are going to defer it from tonight and move on to agenda item 8. Public
Brian,
comment.
did you skip number 6?
Oh, I did. Sorry. Consigli, just a site progress update. We can go back to that right now. You guys good for a quick update on what's going on at the site?
Brian, I just did a request to share screen. So we want to pull up some of the drone photos.
Yeah, Linda, you're gonna have to okay that. It's not giving it to me.
Got it.
Thank you, Diane.
I knew somebody would shout. But we shared these with part of the team the other day, and we thought it would be helpful to bring up on the screen. So to give everybody frame of reference, in case you can't see it here, this is from, I'll say, the north part of the site looking south. So ocean is over to the left. You can see the former dog track here. A few things we can point out just to kind of give an idea of how the progress is going out on the site. If you look across the center of the former track here, this black line, that is the previous limit of work where we are working throughout the summer. So previously there was a fence across that line, and where the machine is now, we could not enter. So that's worth noting. You heard Brian say a few minutes ago that part of our invoice was the construction site fencing is now 80+% complete. So that's located back here along the train tracks. That's been relocated to the, we'll call it the ultimate construction site limits. But the work that's ongoing now is the removal of foundations in the area where we previously were unable to work. So that's what the machine is doing here, pulling out foundations and caissons from the previous track grandstands. And over to the left, you can see the pile of stuff that we are continuously taking out of the ground. Drone footage probably doesn't do it justice how much material has been taken out there. But as you can see, there's still some work to do as we're heading north on the site, which is bottom of the page here. We've got our water sediment handling treatment area over here to the lower right. And we will continue to progress while the design and ground improvement preparations are continuing. Darren or John, I miss anything? Any questions?
No, that pretty much sums it. With the one item I might add is that which is being worked on with the design team, but the the drainage on the site has been a challenge over the last month. Now that we've been getting more rain and we've been chasing, trying to get the existing storm sewer system unclogged after years of basically not really having overgrowth and such. So right now we spent a fair amount of time over the last couple of weeks trying to get on top of that issue so that we can allow the site to drain the way it was intended.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Darren. Any questions for Consigli?
Just a quick question for Darren. Is that something that you feel like we'll be able to rectify or something that we should be concerned about?
I think that it's already in progress of being addressed right now with Niche, the site civil consultant. And we're looking at how the new storm system is going to be integrated and connected so that we address the issue when we get the new materials.
Thank you.
If there are no further questions, I think now is the time for me to proceed to public comment. Name and address for the record, if there is any public comment going once. Going twice. None. Any new business, other business from committee members?
Yes, Brian, I was just following up on the email I sent about modified cash flows, 90% drawings, et cetera.
Yep, I need to update that cash flow per the 90% consigli numbers. I'll spend some time doing that tomorrow, Rich. I just couldn't get to it today.
Okay, and does that whole timeline have to be shifted now with the new information we have as well?
I think I'll have to take a look at that as well. Yes, so I think we're going to be talking values and some different activities jumping into different months, which is definitely it'll be a slightly different cash flow. Yes.
Yeah, those numbers will be important to strategize on the borrowing year over year, the temporary borrowings and so yeah, the sooner the better, but yeah, I understand. Not too pressing, but I want to make those calls with the financial advisors soon to strategize on what comes up. Like I said, we got money put aside for 2026 construction, but now we got to stop planning for 27 and beyond.
Yep. And also, Rich, I know there was some discussion between Consigli and KFDA about just answering some of those open questions on the builder's risk discussion. So myself and John Lamar will follow up with that. I know John fed him a bunch of answers to some of the things they were looking for. So that's another item we're still on top of, just hasn't been driven to conclusion yet.
And I imagine some of that timeline is going to shift as well because the dates that are on that original deck sheet are obviously not need to be revised.
Yep. Agreed.
Thank you.
There's no other new business from the committee. We would move to a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Four.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.